Okay, let's talk about this. I'm going to begin this video by saying that men who push anti intellectualism and men who want you to be a stay at home mother, a stay at home housewife, never want you to be your highest self. The football player who made that speech at the graduation about how the women who just worked hard for their degrees would be better off going to start a family, getting married. Men have been giving speeches like that to women at college graduations for a very long time, and it's all for a reason. In 1955, Adlai Stevenson, who was a very popular Illinois governor and who was also the Democratic nominee in 1952 and 1956, delivered a speech at Smith College, an all women's college, by the way, encouraging the women to forget about their degrees and get back into the household. In his speech, he tells the women who are receiving their degrees that they should forget about their education and that the most important and fulfilling role for them to fill is to be a man's wife and a baby's mother. In a part of his speech, he states, "This assignment for you as wives and mothers has great advantages. In the first place, it is home. You can do it in the living room with a baby in your lap or in the kitchen with a can opener in your hand." He continues his speech by telling the women that being a wife and mother is worthy work and that even though they have education, being a wife and a mom is the only thing that is going to make this a better America. States that wives and mothers have a unique opportunity to influence boys and men. In the final sentence of his speech, he states, "In modern America, the home is not the boundary of a woman's life. There are outside activities aplenty, but even more important is the fact, surely, that what you have learned and can learn will fit you for the primary task of making homes and whole human beings in whom the rational values of freedom, tolerance, charity, and free inquiry can take root." Doesn't Adlai Stevenson's 1955 speech sound just like this one that we recently heard? You're probably wondering what self actualization has to do with this, but let me bring it all together for you. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a classification system that is meant to reflect the universal needs of society at a base level. The pyramid is split into your basic needs or your deficiency needs and then your growth needs at the top. So at the bottom, we have what we would call our basic needs: food, water, sleep, clothing, warmth, shelter, things like that. And at the top, you have things that can only be achieved if you are out in the world and working on yourself and looking for growth. When men tell you that they want you to be a stay at home wife, a stay at home mother, they know that your growth stops at the bottom because instead of getting an education or exploring the world, you are focused on keeping everyone's basic needs met. This is why women used to have to pop pills to not go crazy in the household because all day, every day, they were just meeting everyone else's basic needs: cooking, cleaning, making sure the baby ate, making sure the baby is clean, making sure my husband has a tie for work, making sure my husband eats dinner when he gets home. And this is a 24/7 cycle. Men know that if they trap us at the bottom, we can never reach the top, and that is self esteem, self actualization, and self transcendence. Men never want us to reach the top because if we do, they will no longer have access to our wombs and our labor. They know that if we gain self esteem, true self esteem that is not dependent on one of them being in our lives, they probably won't be able to touch us. They know that if we seek fulfillment in the world instead of seeking fulfillment in relationships with them, and instead of seeking fulfillment by having babies for them, that we are no longer their handmaidens. If women en masse decided to pursue education and to seek self esteem and self actualization instead of seeking marriage and relationships with men, if one day all women woke up and said, "You know what? I want to pursue my highest self. I don't want to pursue men or relationships with men or motherhood. I want to be the best me that I can be." men would completely be iced out of our lives, our labor, and our wombs. Men know that self esteem, self actualization, and transcendence cannot be found inside of the home, and that's why they want us there. This is also why so many men prey upon and want to be with young girls, because they know that if they snatch her before she educates herself or before she has a chance to learn about the real world, it's going to be even easier to keep her stuck at the bottom of the pyramid. And this is why so many males are so eager to tell women that our life's purpose and true fulfillment can only be found through marrying men and having their babies and taking care of everyone in the household. By telling women that our purpose starts and ends with them, they know that we won't seek to go higher. And this, ladies, is why they continue to give all those funky speeches at graduations. They never want us to self actualize, they never want us to gain true self esteem or transcendence. They know that if we pursue our highest selves, they will have limited or no access to us because we won't want to be in the house being nannies, maids, and incubators for common men.